My daughter-in-law looked me straight in the eyes and said, "Your room is packed. You're leaving today." As she pushed my suitcase toward me, my son stood behind her, silent, ashamed, unable to defend me. But what they didn't know was this. Inside my handbag, I carried a letter my late husband wrote before he died. A letter that would expose every lie, reverse every decision, and destroy the confidence of the woman who thought she could throw me out of my own home. My name is Grace Thompson, and I never imagined reaching a point in life where my own son and his wife would try to remove me from the home I helped build. But life has a cruel way of revealing people's true intentions at the moments you least expect. It began on a Monday morning. The sunlight was just slipping through the kitchen window. I was sitting silently with my tea, breathing in the stillness of the day. And that's when Vanessa, my daughter-in-law, walked in. Her footsteps were sharp, impatient. She crossed her arms and stared at me with an expression that told me this conversation wasn't going to be pleasant. She didn't even greet me. "Grace," she said bluntly, "we've made a decision." I looked up slowly. Her tone carried no kindness, no respect, nothing. "You can't stay here anymore. You need to move out today." My heart stopped for a moment, not because of the words, but because of how easily she said them, as if I were a piece of furniture being moved out to make space. Before I could speak, my son Daniel stepped into the kitchen. He avoided my eyes. His silence hurt more than her words. I asked gently, "Is this your decision too?" He didn't answer. He simply looked down at the floor. That silence told me everything. Vanessa continued, "You're always interfering. We need space. We're a young couple, and honestly, having you here is exhausting." Exhausting. That's what she called me. I took a slow breath and asked, "And where exactly do you expect me to go?" She shrugged casually. "We found a small assisted living place for you. They have availability. We already booked a room." I froze. They had planned this. They had arranged it behind my back. I nodded slowly. "Give me a little time to gather my things." She smirked as if she'd won a battle. "Of course, take your time, but don't take too long. The taxi will be here soon." My son said nothing, not a word. I walked to my room with a heart heavier than I had ever felt. As I opened my closet to start packing, something fell from the top shelf, a wooden box I hadn't touched in years. My breath caught in my throat. It was the box my late husband Henry had given me during his final days. He told me to keep it safe and only open it when the time truly calls for it. Today felt like that time. I sat on the edge of the bed trembling and opened the box. Inside was an envelope sealed and yellowed with age. My name was written in Henry's familiar handwriting. With shaking hands, I unfolded the letter. His words were strong, full of love, and full of truth. "My dearest Grace, if you are reading this, then life has brought you to a moment where you stand alone. But remember this, you built the foundation of our home with your sacrifices. 70% of the house legally belongs to you, purchased through the jewelry you sold when we were struggling. If anyone tries to remove you, this letter is your shield. Your voice in this house is final." My breath trembled. My eyes filled. Henry had known. He had known this day might come, and he left behind the protection I needed. I folded the letter carefully, placed it inside my purse, wiped my tears, and walked back into the living room. Vanessa was waiting, impatient as ever. My suitcase was already beside the door. She had packed it herself. She lifted her chin smugly. "Ready?" I reached into my bag and handed her the letter. "Read this." She rolled her eyes. "Grace, I don't have time for your sentimental—" "Read it," I said, my voice steady and firm. Reluctantly, she unfolded the paper. As her eyes moved across the page, the color drained from her face. First confusion, then shock, then pure fear. Her hands shook uncontrollably. Daniel rushed over. "What's wrong?" She shoved the letter at him, unable to speak. He read it, and his expression collapsed. "Mom, I didn't know. Dad never told me." I nodded softly. He didn't want this letter to divide the family, but he wanted it to protect me. Vanessa began stuttering. This isn't fair. The house, your house, belongs to you?" I raised my eyebrows gently. "Did you think you could throw me out of something that I built?" Vanessa's voice cracked. I'm sorry. I swear I didn't know." But her apology felt hollow. It wasn't remorse. It was fear. Daniel suddenly broke down. He dropped to his knees in front of me, tears streaming. "Mom, please forgive me. I didn't want to hurt you. I was trying to make Vanessa happy. I didn't think." I touched his head gently. "My child, you don't abandon your mother to make someone else comfortable." Vanessa knelt down beside him, a rare sight. Her pride finally cracked. She whispered, "Please don't leave. You can stay. This is your home. We were wrong." I looked at both of them long and hard. Then I stood up. "Yes, this is my home, but I cannot stay in a house where my value is remembered only when it becomes convenient." They both froze. Daniel whispered, "Mom, where will you go?" I picked up my purse. "I'm going somewhere I am respected, somewhere I am not treated like a burden." Vanessa wiped her tears. "Please don't go." I stepped toward the door and turned back one last time. "I'm leaving today, not because you told me to, but because you finally realized what I deserve." With that, I walked out. The air outside felt different, lighter, freer. The sun hit my face like a blessing. For the first time in a long while, I felt strong. That evening, my phone rang. It was Daniel. His voice was soft, broken. "Mom, we're sorry. Please come home." Then Vanessa's voice came through the speaker, trembling. "Grace, I was wrong. Please forgive me. This house is yours. We were only guests." I closed my eyes, letting their words settle. Guests. Finally. They understood. I replied gently, "I will come home, but only when this house is filled with respect, not control." And for the first time since Henry passed, I felt he was proud of me. A single letter saved my dignity. A single truth changed the entire home. And now, my voice is finally heard.